For decades, Joel Osteen has been the smiling face of modern Christianity, a man whose soft-spoken optimism and motivational sermons drew millions to Lakewood Church in Houston. He built an empire on hope and gratitude, turning a local ministry into one of the largest congregations in the world. His wife, Victoria, stood beside him as co-pastor, symbolizing family and faith. But behind the polished image lay controversy. When news broke of Victoria's tragic diagnosis, the megachurch world paused. For the first time, Osteen's message of unshakable joy was being tested by deep personal grief. From behind the camera to the pulpit, born in 1963, Joel Osteen was the son of John and Dodie Osteen, founders of Lakewood Church. As a young man, he wasn't drawn to preaching, but to production. After studying briefly at Oral Roberts University, he returned home to create Lakewood's television ministry, meticulously filming and editing his father's sermons. For 17 years, he stayed behind the camera, until one day in 1999, when his father urged him to preach. Joel reluctantly agreed, delivering his first sermon just days before his father's sudden death. That moment would thrust him into leadership and change his life forever. The making of a megachurch empire. Under Joel Osteen's leadership, Lakewood Church grew beyond imagination. His calm, motivational preaching style attracted thousands, and by the early 2000s, weekly attendance had soared to over 25,000. In 2003, Lakewood acquired Houston's former NBA arena, transforming it into a 16,000-seat house of worship that cost nearly $100 million to renovate. When it opened, the crowds were staggering. Osteen became a household name, appearing on national TV and releasing bestsellers like Your Best Life Now, which sold millions. His message of positivity and success resonated across the globe, even as critics questioned whether faith had become a brand. The prosperity gospel debate. Osteen's teachings center on abundance, the belief that God wants believers to live prosperous, fulfilling lives. His sermons rarely dwell on sin or suffering, focusing instead on confidence, gratitude, and speaking blessings into existence. Supporters see his message as hope in hard times, a refreshing alternative to fear-based preaching. Critics, however, call it the cotton candy gospel, sweet but shallow, accusing him of turning faith into self-help. With a reported fortune approaching $100 million, Osteen himself became the embodiment of his theology, blurring the line between spiritual leadership and material success. Scandals, storms, and public backlash. Lakewood's pristine image was shattered during Hurricane Harvey in 2017. As floodwaters devastated Houston, critics accused Osteen of refusing to open the church's massive doors to shelter the displaced. Though he later did, the delay ignited a firestorm of outrage and became a defining stain on his reputation. Accusations of greed, insensitivity, and hypocrisy flooded social media. Years of smaller controversies, from lavish spending to prosperity preaching, suddenly merged into one narrative, that the smiling pastor had lost touch with the struggles of ordinary people. For many, Harvey marked a turning point in Osteen's legacy. Faith tested by tragedy. Now, with Victoria Osteen's heartbreaking diagnosis, Joel faces the greatest test of his faith. The couple who built an empire on joy and resilience must confront their own suffering. For decades, they preached that gratitude could overcome pain. But personal tragedy forces a more human reckoning. Whether this moment humbles or hardens the once untouchable pastor remains to be seen. Yet one truth endures. Joel Osteen's story, from humble beginnings to global fame, reflects both the beauty and the danger of faith in the age of celebrity, where inspiration meets illusion and belief meets business.